with knees dropping in, feet on the outside edges of the mat. I quite like to rest my hands on my rib cage or belly for this one. But allow yourself to relax down. And if you haven't already, softly closing the eyes. Allow the face to soften. Unclenching the jaw. And just noticing how the body feels this morning, taking a little check-in. Maybe you've just woken up. Maybe you've already been busy. Maybe you've got that Friday feeling. But noticing any points of discomfort. Maybe you already feel relaxed. Noticing if the mind feels busy. And then we're going to start with some breath work this morning. So before we start, I'll just explain it. We're breathing in and out through the nose. And I do like to have my hands resting either on my ribs or my belly, just for that extra feedback. As we breathe in, we imagine the breath starts in the belly expands, and moves up to the rib cage, and then it ends in the chest. So it's called 3-part breath. As we inhale, we get this fluid movement from belly, ribs to chest. We hold at the top for a moment, and then as we exhale through the nose, the air leaves from chest, ribs, and belly. And so although it's in 3 parts, we're trying to keep it nice and fluid. We're not sticking in one part. And also you're welcome to change the pace. So obviously I'll suggest a rhythm that we go at, but you're welcome to change that if that doesn't feel right for your body. Intuitively, you'll know whether it feels good or not. It might feel slightly uncomfortable if you're not used to deep breathing, or if you've got paradoxical breath where you breathe in and the belly drops in, whereas we're expanding the ribs and the belly. But I recommend to keep the face soft, fingertips soft as well. So when you're ready, take a normal breath in and out. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, and release. We just slowly build this up. Normal breath in and out. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, and release. Notice if you begin to tense. If so, relax the body. Normal breath in and out. Round 3. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, and release. Taking another little body scan before we move on to the next round. Normal breath in and out. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, and release. And as we go for the final round, still breathing in and out through the nose, try not to constrict the throat. So I don't want you to make any noise now, the sound of the breath. We're trying to allow the throat to be relaxed, belly is relaxed. Using the breath as a sense of calm, able just to wash over the body, as if the wave is on the shore. On the inhale, the wave comes in. Exhale, it goes out. Feeling that sense of peace and calm, releasing tension in the muscles and the mind. As we go for our final round this morning, taking a breath in and out. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. 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 Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, and release. Taking one last little body scan. And we've just got a very brief meditation this morning with a different affirmation by Louise Hay. We'll try something different this morning. So I'm going to say 2 affirmations, and I want you to repeat them in your mind's eye, so just in your head with integrity, clearness. And I want you to really feel the affirmation as if you believe it's already true. So when you're ready, all my experiences are part of the richness and fullness of my life. I accept all of me. Life is sacred. So I'm just going to read you the meditation. But it would be really good if you could repeat this again in your mind's eye. I'll read it slowly. If you don't want to repeat it, then just enjoy. I hold to my heart all the parts of myself. The infant, the child, the teenager, adult, and future self. Every embarrassment, mistake, hurt, and wound, I accept fully as part of my story. My story includes every success and every failure, every error and every truthful insight. And all of it is valuable in ways I don't have to figure out. Sometimes the painful parts of my story help other people understand their own pain. When other people share their pain with me, I feel compassion for them. I now extend this same compassion to myself. I relax in knowing everything about me is acceptable. I accept all of me. All my experiences are part of the richness and fullness of my life. Take an inhale and a sigh out. Adding movement to fingers and toes. Gradually making that movement bigger. To wrist, ankles, maybe taking a stretch. Perhaps hugging knees in or taking other movements that feel good for your body to reawaken. And then when you're ready this morning, we're going to meet in a seated position of your choice. So this morning, I thought it would be nice if we could do some neural flossing. So make sure you feel comfortable in your seated position. You can sit cross-legged. I'm kneeling this morning. It doesn't really matter at all. But we're just going to floss the nerves in the neck and shoulders and even the wrist. What I recommend doing is going to a 3 out of 10 sensations. As soon as you can feel the sensation, just stop there. It feels kind of similar to a stretch, apart from just, it's not just in one muscle, it goes along usually the whole arm. Basically, as soon as you can feel it, just stop there. You don't need to go any further. And if you can't feel it at all, probably because your nerves are just sliding and sliding very well already, and there's nothing that you need to do. So I want you to extend one arm, doesn't matter which arm, and then point the hand back towards you. So you've got your palm facing the body. Drop the ear to your shoulder. We've got opposite shoulder and ear coming towards each other. And then roll both shoulders back and down. Now you're welcome to stay here, but we've just tightened the nerve. But to floss, we slack and then tighten it. So we pulse one joint. And then maybe that's the wrist with the hand moving. Maybe you're going for the elbow. Elbow works really well for me on this side. Or maybe you're going for shoulder. And then the last option is the head. So maybe try all of those at first. Notice what feels good. And then you do that about 15 times. It's going to be slightly different for everyone. So for me, my elbow works super well for that. Keep the breath slow in the belly and the ribs. So you roughly want to do it about 15 times. But again, dosage is going to be different for everyone. As I always say, it's quite an individual thing. And then once you finish doing that, just extend the arm and find stillness. And then we're going to reach the arm behind us if we're doing a dodgy deal with dealing someone some money behind us, keeping that ear to shoulder if you can. Again, both shoulders roll back and down, and we're going to floss again. So maybe that's the hand where you're dropping the money, maybe elbow, shoulder, or head. Again, 15 times. And we will do this on the other side, but I would suggest trying a different joint on the other side as it might feel completely different. Both sides of the body can feel completely different with each movement. So I definitely recommend trying it out and even approaching each day differently, because your body is just going to feel different each time. And then once you've done that about 15 times, we keep the ear to the shoulder still, but we extend the arm back out. And then we're going to show me the directions to the beach. So I want you to show me your biceps. And then have the palm facing back towards you as if you're answering the phone. Perfect. And then we pulse the joint again. So that's maybe hand, shoulder, or head. The head always makes me feel a bit motion sick, which shows that I need to work my vestibular system a little bit more. So we're just slackening and tightening the nerve. Again, 15 times. And if we're keeping the breath slow, it just tells the body that we're safe, that there's no threat here, that we can relax, and it can really do its thing. And once you've done that about 15 times, I really feel it in this one. We gently keep the head exactly where it is, but we drop the arm down, just relaxing the arm. Perfect. Roll both shoulders back and down. And lucky for you guys on Zoom, you're not being videoed for this one, but I think this one always makes me laugh. We slightly drop the chin to the chest, keeping it at that diagonal slant. And then we take our chicken heads. We bring the head forwards and back, getting into that accessory nerve. But try to keep the shoulders back and down. We call this decompress. Scapular decompression. We get into that nerve that goes up the neck. And once you've done that 15 times, there's no rush. But then keeping the head slightly at the slant, whichever side the head is leaning towards, I want you to sniff that armpit. So you're basically bringing the head back in space and then rotating the nose towards that arm. Yes, you should feel a nice stretch along the back of the neck. Take 3 breaths here, maybe even close the eyes. And once you've taken your 3 breaths, slowly bringing the head back to center. Take any shoulder or any movements that feel good. And just notice if one side feels better than the other. For me, that I can feel like a huge difference. But maybe if your nerves are already working fantastic, you might not notice any difference. So let's go for the other side, reaching the other arm out. Palm back towards us. Roll the shoulders back and down. Sitting up nice and tall, and then we drop the other ear to the shoulder, taking your pulsing of a joint, so choosing which one you want to do. So for me, it's not as strong on this side, probably because I sleep on the other side. So bring that awareness back to the breath. So we always go for about 15. Generally, that works for most people. But if you feel like that's too much, then just don't do as many. Or if you feel like you want to do more, then please do more. But if this is your first time, I recommend just sticking with about 10 to 50. So once you've done yours, then we bring the arm behind as if we're dealing our money in a dodgy way, rolling shoulders back down. We'll have a slight rotation of the wrist this time, so pinky finger. We're going to rotate the hand towards pinky finger. Again, shoulders back and down. Keep that head on that slant and then pulsing of the joint. Maybe wrist, elbow, shoulder, or head. These always look a bit strange, especially if you're not used to doing them. I find they work really well for me. Last week we did our hamstrings and we did our sciatic nerve. So a lot of people do get sciatic pain in their lower back. Or sometimes they have hamstrings, no matter how much they stretch them, they can't seem to find flexibility. So sometimes it is just about the nerves have been stuck and you need to work a little bit on that. So your 15, once they're done, we extend the arm back out. Bend into the elbow, show me your biceps. And then phone back towards the face. And then we've got our pulsing. I always feel like this one looks like I'm doing some sort of basketball move. But I haven't played basketball, so I'm not really sure. That's what I imagine it to look like. Maybe a bit of pathetic kind of basketball. That kind of flick of the wrist. But again, you could go for the shoulder or the head. And once you've done your 15, in your own time, we extend the arm and then release the arm down. Again, both shoulders back and down. Chin is coming slightly towards the chest. And we take our chicken head. The head comes forward and back in space. 15 times. Perfect. Face is relaxed, even though we're concentrating. And then after your 15, we bring the head back in space and then we sniff the armpit, holding that stretch there. Yeah. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bringing the head back to center. Again, taking any final movements needed. And then let's get moving. So we'll start with the sun salutation this morning, but we'll do it from cat and cow. So moving any props, blankets, blocks out of the way. Coming into our tabletop position. So hands just underneath shoulders or slightly further forward. Knees under the hips. On the inhale, we'll drop the belly, chest down. Chest pulls through, chin up, look up to the sky. I like to tuck my toes, but up to you. Exhale, we round, look towards the belly button, push the ground away. Round the back as much as you can. Inhale, pull through. Exhale, round. So going at your own pace, cycling through your cat and cow. Using your breath as a guide. In cat and cow, I really like to have my eyes closed. And if this isn't your first time doing cat and cow, I actually really suggest freestyling it. With the eyes closed, maybe bringing the hips back as you round, maybe slightly shifting forwards. On the inhale, maybe even bringing hips side to side. Just working with your body intuitively, learning what feels good. You're welcome to linger somewhere. We've got another 5 slow breaths here. There's really no rush. Just feel into your body. I also like to imagine that my spine is in a barrel and I'm trying to touch every edge, trying to get that full range of motion there. Making sure to go in both directions to even it out. But you may feel like one side needs more attention than the other. And because it's Friday, we're calling the sun out today. We're going to take a sun salutation. So let's start in a downward dog, tuck those toes, press the ground away, lift the hips up to the sky, and just start with some pedaling in the legs, straighten one leg and the other leg, bringing the heel down. Yeah, lovely. Adding any movements that feel good, perhaps that's dropping hips as well, side to side. But you kind of want to have that 50-50 weight distribution in arms and legs. So really push the ground away with the hands. Shoulders are next to the ears. And then finding stillness, maybe keeping a bend in the knees if that feels good. Hips are up nice and high. We look like an upside down V shape for one more breath. And then looking towards the top of the mat on the inhale. Exhale, we're going to hang onto our tippy toes and walk to the top of the mat, ending up in a forward fold. When you get to the top, I want you to round as much as you can, bring the chin to chest, roll all the way up to standing. Shoulders and head comes up last. Adjust in your standing position. Maybe take a breath. We've done a lot of lying down and sitting, so it might feel a bit of a head rush. And then when you're ready, we're going to take a sun salutation. So inhale, circle, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. We've got a nice forward fold at the top of the mat. You might sway side to side. We'll just add little movements in here and there. And then inhale, halfway lift. Look at the top of the mat. We've got a flat back here, and I want you to imagine you've got a heavy weight on your back. Maybe if you've got a pet, or imagine you've got a dumbbell on your back and you're pressing up against it. Getting those hamstrings fired up. And then hands come down, step back, tabletop. In our tabletop, we take a cat and cow this morning. So inhale, drop the chest. Exhale, round. And then we're going to arch the back again as if we're coming into our cow pose with the belly down. We're going to bend into the elbows, knees, chest, chin. The chin drops down, elbows hugging. Inhale, shift forwards to come onto our belly for a baby cobra. So imagine hands under shoulders, but you're barely putting any weight in them. The glutes are super strong. You can feel them firing up. If I was to poke your butt cheek now, it'd be buns of steel. And feet are pressing down, but kneecaps are lifted. When you're ready, kneecaps come back down, press into the hands, tabletop. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, hips up to the sky. 3 breaths here. Lovely. Maybe shaking the head, yes and no. And then on your next inhale, looking towards the top of the mat. On your exhale, coming up onto your tippy toes, walking your feet to the top. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Perfect. Inhale, circle arms up, look up, reach up to the sky, come onto your tippy toes. Exhale, arms by your side. Shake it out. Do we have time for one more? Yes, we have 1 minute. I'm sure we can do a sun salutation in 1 minute. Let's give it a go. When you're ready, inhale, circle arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Perfect. Inhale, halfway lift, look ahead. Exhale, step back. We'll come into our high plank. Knees come down. We're going to stick booty up to the sky, chest down. We've got that arch to the back. Bend into elbows, lower the chest down, knees, chest in. Inhale, come forward. We come into our baby cobra. So again, buns of steel, hands barely touching down. Maybe you want to lift up a little bit higher now, pressing more weight into the hands. Exhale, we'll come straight into our downward dog, hips up to the sky. Lovely. 1 breath here. Inhale, lift to the top. Exhale, step, hop or jump, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle arms up, look up. And then we're going to bring hands to prayer in the center of the chest. We'll take one breath here together. Inhale, circle arms up, look up. And hands to prayer in the middle of the chest, eye out. Bowing to one another with gratitude for our yoga practice this morning and each other. Thank you to everyone who joined me on YouTube Live